Welcome to the Build with Boundaries podcast. My name is Manaz, and this podcast is for mums who want to carve out time so that you can work in ways that work for you, your life, your family, and of course your business. Together, we will discover why you are not prioritising your business and the actions that you can take so you can live an intentional, productive, and fulfilled life without mum guilt. So let's dive in to today's episode.
Welcome to another episode in the Efficiency Boost series. I'm really excited to do these short, snappy episodes because I think there's so much value from just having a moment to listen to somebody else and reflect on your day, your life, your work, your routine, all the things that we don't get to question ourselves. And it's not very easy to do that. So today, I'm talking about what's missing in the mum life of modern day, because it feels like we are juggling so many things and we're prioritising all the stuff around us and all the people around us. And I think what can end up not being on our list is ourselves. Now, we all know the importance of looking after ourselves, putting our oxygen mask on first before we helping others, etc., filling our cup. We know it, but it doesn't make it easy because there's always something shouting for attention, demanding our time and our energy too. So while we can't always say no to everything, we have to make sure that we're not neglecting ourselves. We're not missing out by not prioritising our own self-care. And, self-care is spoken about a lot. And if you're wanting some real kind of practical ideas, then do go and listen to the first episode in this series, which was episode 57, Quick Self-Care Hacks for Busy Mums. And that might give you some ideas. But yeah, I spoke about that because obviously it is very important. But today what I'm focusing on is when we don't have that, it can start becoming a bit of a downward spiral. Because when we don't find time for ourselves, then we feel it, right? We feel it because whatever we're doing to energize ourselves and whatever that might be for you, at the end of the day, you're doing it because it gives you something. It energizes you, it makes you happy, gives you some joy, it gives you some, maybe even time to reset. I think I like to think of it like that because it is almost like you're switching off and just pausing. It's very hard to do the busier you get. And I think this is the biggest trouble with it. When you need those moments the most is usually when you are completely feel overstretched and unable to even give yourself anything. Therefore, the priority is lower because sometimes it's a case of, well, I need to just go to sleep now, because the day's gone. But I want to just, using that as an example, just share with you that even in those moments when we actually need it the most, that's when we have to prioritize ourselves. And I know with a multitude of things going on, this goes up and down, right? It comes in waves. All sorts of things that are going on for you, whether that's work, family, home, parents, other concerns or worries or things that you have on your plate and duties that you have. All these things are demanding attention. So what we can do is just start small. Just see what it is that we can do, which is why I would recommend if you're feeling stuck that way, then do go back and listen to episode 57, because there's always something that we can do, even if we don't have a lot of time. But if we get into that mindset of don't have enough time, then we end up in this loop and this cycle that just repeats itself. And when it repeats itself, then we still stay on the bottom of the list. And we're not able to make any change, because if we want to see change, we have to do something different in order for that change to appear. So if we're stuck in patterns, behaviours and habits that have been serving us up to now, there has to be a need for that to change. And it absolutely is possible. And nobody changes things overnight. There are ways for definite of doing things at your pace, at taking your time, finding what works for you. And I think this is key. Nobody has the magic formula of how self-care is going to work for you, but you have to be willing to try that and see what you can do starting from today. Again, going back to my episode, the last one in this series, we were talking about being present. And again, that goes really well with what we're talking about today. Because when we are present, we can ask ourselves what it is that we need. We might not need a lot, but if we don't ask ourselves, we'll never be able to make that decision from an empowered place, from a place where we have the information we need. Because we need to check in. We check in when our friends are down or they're going through a hard time. How often will we message them and check in? Are you okay? How are things going? Do you want to have a chat? We kind of need to do that for ourselves as well. And it's not about, replacing friends in any way. Don't get me wrong, there's definitely value in having good people around you, people who are supportive, people who are positive, people who want you to do better. There's absolute value in that. I think we can be our worst inner critic. And just knowing that if we start changing those patterns of what's going on for us inside, because we're talking to ourselves all the time, way more than anybody else is. So let's start there. Let's be kinder to ourselves with our thoughts, with our blame, with our fear, with our doubts, with everything, because we can be so much more. And when we are prioritizing our self-care, things can change for everybody. Just remember that you're not, it might feel like you're doing it for yourself, but do you know there is that ripple effect, and you and your mood and your kind of level of happiness and confidence and everything that you do for others is going to come through in that. And when it comes through, you're going to be sharing that with others. And that is so lovely to know that just by caring for ourselves, we're not only feeling like we're better, we're serving people better, but we see that in others too. Because when we're stressed, then others are stressed, right? And when we get really annoyed, we can change things very quickly, dramatically. When we stay calm, it might not be the perfect situation, but we definitely don't let it get any worse because of us. And it's so valuable for us to hit that reset button for ourselves, because we need it. We have so many things pinging here, there and everywhere. Everybody wanting, needing us, being on call 24/7 in some shape or form. And we must do that for ourselves, because we are important and we need to value ourselves. And when we value ourselves better, then we're valuing others better too. So I hope that's given you some food for thought. And, just knowing that even in those tough times, there's always something you can do. And it doesn't have to be a time drain, because that's usually the first concern and first thing that everybody has is they don't have the time. But if something is so important, you'll find a way to make something, even if it's not a significant amount, you have to start somewhere. And starting small is absolutely fine. You don't have to be doing a 1-hour meditation in order to tick a box to say you've done some self-care. So do go back and listen to the episode 57. And I also have an invitation for you if you're struggling with this, if you feel like you're just not sure how to create that time for self-care, how to create more structure in your day so that, you don't get as frazzled, so that you don't hit extremes. And maybe you're at the point where you feel like, the demands from everybody, you just feel like you're playing tug of war all day long with all the things that you have to do. And you feel like you're not getting anywhere with anything very fast either. Then, it's really valuable to have a conversation with somebody. So I am offering a free harmony call where I will look at your exact situation. We can have very similar challenges, but they show up in a different way, right? Because our circumstances are so unique. And I don't want you to stay stuck. I don't want you to stay in that place of where you feel like overwhelm is round the corner or it's already here. So please, if you need an invitation to come and chat to me, then I am sharing that with you. Simply go to buildwithboundaries.com/harmony. That's harmony as in HARMONY, and book a chat with me. It's not a sales call. I would love to get my eyes on your situation, and really these calls are really valuable to share with you what areas are affecting you, because sometimes we can't even see that. And for us to get that external perspective, I know it's been really important for me, and that we have to know where we want to begin. Otherwise, we just keep on spinning those plates, and I do not want that for you. So don't keep going and thinking that you can manage. Maybe there are things that you need to do, and maybe there are areas that if you focused on those first, they can take that pressure off. And that's certainly worth it, because you are worth it, and your business that is here to help others is worth it too. So, imagine being able to do all the things that you want and having more energy as well, and having more time for yourself and all the things that you want to give your time to. So I hope that's been a helpful episode, and I will see you again next time.